everybody's got their minis.
I situated I gave all the minis to this one. This one has not passed them out.
All right, guess what, guys? We're recording and we are back. It feels like we've been gone the whole summer.
Might as well have been.
Yeah.
But we're still experiencing the heat.
Oh my goodness.
It's ridiculous.
I think it has been the whole summer because they're already serving pumpkin spice stuff like everywhere again.
I know.
And
but you know what though? Halloween deco is out.
Yes!
That is great for DMs who like using stuff. So I am just going to do a really quick recap of the last episode because it's been a while. So last we left off, you guys had just journeyed back from Happy Haven, the happiest place on the material plane. And as you fought an elder brain and some mind flayers, a ceremony that had begun without your knowledge had also finished without your knowledge, and the last anchor had fallen to the material plane. This anchor, along with others all around the Faerun and all around the planet, was pulling something in to the material plane from whereabouts unknown. However, it has affected everything. You are now caught in darkness. It's like an inky sort of sky. Creatures fall randomly. Just these quivering mounds of flesh with mouths and tentacles that kind of writhe. Easily enough to dispatch, but you've heard reports that the closer to the anchors that people have gotten, the heavier the resistance and the supernatural activity. However, you guys made it to Baldur's Gate, and you had arrived to a destroyed Climehammer, Cole. You had heard, Daedalus, that there was a visitor to Baldur's Gate who kind of crept around the streets in the evening. You were guessing it was Ethel Irontooth. And she seemed to restrict her activities somewhere around Dene Manor. You, of course, had the duties of a Duke of Baldur's Gate. You had to kind of keep people calm in this kind of disturbing era that you guys are now living in. And in trying to do so, you made them more upset. More panic. The Valor's Ransom Pep Squad, as one of our episodes was named. And then finally, Barag, you got a visit from your adoptive family.
Yeah.
The Drak clan. Brunor, your father. Diessa Drak, your mother, and of course your aunt, Cathra Drak. But everybody had come. The king, Ulfgar Fireforge, had come with this grand army of dwarves, an army that Baldur's Gate had never seen before. He and his wife Dagnall had arrived, along with his enforcer, Harbak, very large, tattooed, and heavily scarred dwarf. Clan Fireforge sat atop of the throne of Delzoun, which is the northern lands of the dwarves. You felt that you were getting a little bit of resistance from the dwarves, and indeed you were. They were there for their own purposes, and it wouldn't be until you decided that you couldn't let the Dwarven army go. You needed them. So you did the only thing that you could do. You challenged for the throne of Delzoun. And so King Ulfgar had appointed his right-hand man, Harbak, to represent Clan Fireforge. And you represented, in a surprise move, in front of all the major clans and your mother, your adoptive mother, you chose the name of Drak. And you fought a brutal, intense fight. As this fight had commenced, Daedalus, with your observant feet, you were able to read lips and ascertain that not all was on the up and up. There was a plan B and a plan C that were slowly being enacted. You were able to alert Terra. Cole, who was eagle-eyed as well, was able to see Terra move on the queen, so he took up a position in a tree, and that's when the fighting started to commence outside of the ring, as Fireforge clansmen had tried to run into the pit to try to kill Barag, or at the very least put him at a disadvantage. But Cole, you had a couple of really, really good shots, and along with the support of the Flaming Fist mercenary guards, who essentially encircled the whole battleground, they were able to keep the fight fair. And it was brutal, but you ended up breaking Harbach's neck on a giant stone. And you threw his dead, limp body, and everybody bent the knee. Long live King Barag Drak, the first of his name. So now we are going to pick up exactly right where we left off. Now let's not forget, you have a ripped ear. Harbach had took a good portion of your ear. He did a little bit of Mike Tyson on you. And so you're missing a bit of ear, and there are, Daedalus and Terra, you both are still ailing from broken arms. Now, a healing potion is going to close any immediate wounds, but you're still going to need time to heal something like a broken arm. You don't take a healing potion and it's good as new. It's not broken, but it's very fragile. Be aware. So, what do you guys do? Everybody, all eyes are on King Barag.
Are we immediately with him now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just stay silent, but I just look at him and give him kind of a curt nod of respect.
And I just bow my head back and look to Terra and Daedalus. This is a little awkward. I know everybody's kneeling because I'm king, but
You'll get used to it after time. I still get used to it too.
this is weird.
I think you should say something to them.
No, since they're your subjects.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything stupid like you always do.
And in reference to us, where's the king? The
Father.
former king.
The former king he's taken a knee by the corpse of Harbach. You're not able to really ascertain whether it's out of respect or if he is kneeling at the body of his kinsman in mourning.
Okay.
He doesn't care really what you think,
Yeah.
but he is on a knee.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna approach the corpse of Harbach, and I'm just gonna put my hand on the former king's shoulder, and I'm also gonna kneel next to Harbach's corpse and just kind of close his eyes, and I'm gonna clutch my holy symbol and say a prayer to Hestia, and after I say my prayer, I'm gonna stand up and look to everybody and all the dwarves and just say, tonight there shall be no more bloodshed of the dwarves or anybody in this camp, in this town. That is my first message to everybody now. It's sad that Harbach had to be sacrificed for his foolishness, and I just point to the former king. His foolishness is why you guys are here, and why Harbach had to die when he didn't really have to. I tried to reason with him, and now we are here. And I just say another prayer to Hestia for Harbach and say, I didn't want to take his life, but he forced my hand. Harbach was a true warrior in the Dwarven fashion, and it was hard to see him go.
So you hear from the crowd, and you don't need to make a perception roll. You see her kind of the crowd kind of parts for a very attractive dwarf with long, flowing blonde hair. So long, in fact, it's in a thick braid that kind of coils around her neck and down her back. She's got gold and platinum kind of bands like around her waist. Very, very kind of shapely dwarf. Very attractive. And so she kind of bows to you and she goes, "All hail King Barag Drak." So you hear now swords clanging on shields, like, and then the war drums start to chime in as the dwarves start to get kind of rowdy and loose. Some of them kind of like grabbing each other by the shoulder pauldrons and, "Yes, we have a new king!" and they just headbutt each other.
How very metal.
Celebration slowly begins, and she kind of walks up to you. She goes, "Hello, I'm Tessa Truthseer. I am a vizier of sorts to the king. My family has served the king, mostly as your representative to the common folk. And I hope to continue to do so. My first little bit of advice, just as a vizier to my new lord, would be never apologize or justify the things that you do. You do them for a reason. That's all they need to know."
I will keep that in mind, and hopefully what is to be a long future as your king.
Indeed. There is a lot that you need to know. A lot that's happening in Delzoun.
I can imagine. I mean, and there's a lot going on outside too that needs to be dealt with.
That
so
would
this is
be the first immediate concern.
Aye.
Your people will need guidance, even your people at home. I will also say, just as a matter of, I don't know, your holy symbol. I understand that it is a human god that you worship.
Aye.
Dwarves are very, very set in their ways in a great many things, and their own gods that they worship is right at the top of that list. So I'm not saying that you should hide your holy symbol, but if you're going to pray to Hestia, I would probably say you may want to do that in private.
I will also put that on the keep in mind list in the future.
Very good.
I do appreciate your help.
As you can imagine, I spend most of my time spent sending ravens to and fro.
Yes.
I will be giving you the most important messages and sending out those that you wish sent out. For now, I will send out the call that there is a new king, my lord.
Aye.
Do you wish anything from your humble servant?
At the moment, I think I need some help with my ear. I seem to have taken a little bit of a hit.
Well, we have a place for you. Obviously, you will be taking the main tent in the camp. I call it a tent, but it really is a little bit more extravagant than that. We will have to have Wolfgar's armor adjusted for you, of course. Now you saw the armor when he marched in. It was a little gaudy. It was encrusted with jewels and platinum and gold, worth a lot of money, but it was more ceremonial than anything. But it would be, for your concerns, it would be just your standard heavy plate.
Okay.
So.
Well, yes, I think that maybe you would want to refit me for that, but I think I would like something a little less flashy.
Sure.
I mean, sure, if for more
I
official purposes we could use that, but I need something a little less flashy.
Yeah, it's more of a ceremonial statement piece. It's not really meant to be used against whatever this is, but
Aye.
we can definitely get you set up with maybe an officer's armor and have the Drak emblem emblazoned on it,
Aye.
if that is your wish, sire.
Please, yes, that would be great to have.
Very good. I will have the forges start right away.
Aye.
Is there anything else you wish?
At the moment, I don't think there's much, but
You and your compatriots can head to your tent now. I will send medics, magic users to you to tend to your ear.
Aye.
I'll look for it if you want
If it's there somewhere, hopefully, but I doubt it.
Dwarven women find men with scars and wounds quite alluring. And
Aye.
you are going to have to take a queen at some point.
We will definitely discuss that.
Okay. It is expected that you will sire many, many sons.
So I kind of like nudge to Daedalus. If he can even get one.
So she kind of smirks.
Magic
We'll table that for another day.
Yes, I
But
think.
there are eligible candidates.
Okay.
For many, many sons. And I kind of do a little like wink, like a little raise of the eyebrow.
Well, we should probably retire to the tent to discuss what our next course of action would be. Well, I
mean, you don't want to hear of these lovely women and their candidacy for.
Later, I think we have more pressing matters.
Are you
at
blushing,
hand.
Barag? Barag, you're blushing. I'm just messing with you. Let's go to the tent. My arm hurts like a bitch.
All right, so you head to
So be it.
the tent, and it's huge. I mean, it is like a house. It's got like huge like stone pillars. It's not sticks that hold up flaps of cloth and canvas. It's pillars with beams, with slats of stone kind of like just draping over it. A big giant fire pit right in the middle. Almost kind of looks like a Viking hall with large tables. Make Cole a perception roll, please.
29.
Dang.
As all of this is going on, you see somebody that you had seen earlier the night before. You were in the Clamhammer, which now looks like a Dwarven lodge. I mean, this thing is pimped out in a very Dwarven fashion. Some of the doors are a little lower than you would have liked. However, it looks beautiful in there, and it's all stonework. Like you're like, nothing's bringing this thing down.
Cool.
You're the third little pig with the House of Stone.
Right.
So, but as you are kind of making your way with the rest of the group, to the corner of your eye, you catch the young human that had given you that information while you were at the Clamhammer right before you left about Ava being in town. She had he told you that she had arrived in Baldur's Gate with whatever she was looking for that whole time. She found it. She brought it with her to Baldur's Gate. And you also know through Daedalus's vision when he touched the Seer Stone that she is in the company of Lord Rodtael. And they both have your friends. So, as all of this is, as you're looking at him, he's brandishing a very large, kind of dirty cloak. He's almost trying to look like he's trying to blend into the crowd, but you can see a big kind of red stain on the front of the cloak. And he's looking like he's trying to hide it. He's looking desperately through the crowd. You think he's probably looking, at the very least, for protection, but probably looking for you.
Okay. So I break off and head in his direction without saying anything to anybody else. And I just approach him. You seem to get around pretty fast.
So as you say that, he grabs you by your arms. You see his hands are just full of blood. And he kind of falls down to 2 knees. Beads of sweat pour from his face.
What happened to you?
Ava.
So I does Cole know how to whistle? I don't know. I want to let out like a really
Make a
sharp
performance
whistle.
check.
Okay. I've never whistled
Make a
before.
performance check. This will determine with a DC of 12 if Cole knows how to whistle. Because those canines that tieflings
Right.
have are not very
Okay.
conducive to whistling.
This is where this dice is gonna let me down. 5.
5. So you're...
Okay. So
Did we see where he
I
went off
just-
to?
I just
Make perception roll.
18.
You kind of saw what general direction he went off into.
I'm gonna
But
just,
it's not unlike Cole to do that.
I'm gonna just turn around. What the fuck?
so I just yell out, "Are there any medics here?"
As soon as you do that, everybody turns around and you see a bunch of dwarven hands grab this wounded man. Clear a path! Clear a path! So, and you see them kind of carrying him to a gurney, all of them. One dwarf takes a leg, another takes another leg, and they're taking him very, very quickly to a triage.
So I follow them.
Okay.
Do we see this go on?
Yeah. Now you guys see kind of in this midst of this celebration that's going on, you do see something unusual in the crowd is happening, and you see Cole is kind of at the center of it.
I'm gonna go towards Cole and
Okay.
kind of like walk as quickly as I can,
Okay.
going into like a jog.
Make another perception roll.
20.
Easy enough. As you walk up to Cole, you see 2 bloody handprints on his arms that kind of like slide down.
Please tell me you didn't do that.
Not this time. This man gave me some information on Ava and Rodtael, and I haven't seen him since then. But it sounds like they found him.
Where is he?
Well, the medics over there took him, and I'm just trying to like follow their direction now.
Yeah, and it's just thick with dwarves, kind of like an impassable wall of muscle. But
bunch
you,
of
you
burrows.
you see a couple of magic wielding dwarves recanting or chanting healing spells, healing word and stuff like that.
Okay.
You've heard that before.
I need to find out if he has any more information for us.
How is he looking? Like, was he dry, foam in the mouth, anything like that?
Oh,
I mean,
not good.
besides the blood, of course.
I don't know if he's gonna make it.
So I take out one of my good berries, and
Mm-hmm.
I go up to whoever it is they're treating, and I kind of just like pop one.
You see one of the dwarven druids. Oh, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Now is not the time for food, madam. Please let us work.
Will do.
So I kind of see if I can wedge my way like through the dwarves so that I can like not be in front of them or in their way, but just like next to them so I can talk to.
So I pass the good berry to Cole. Give this to him when he's done getting whatever it is they're done with.
Will do.
It'll help a little bit.
And I try to just wedge my way in there and see if he's conscious.
He's looking rough. I mean,
and so
not to metagame, but he looks like he's on his second failed death save.
Okay.
Right now. So.
So I approach him. I say, "Did you learn anything else?"
They're in his castle. It's not far. They've got a company of Dragonborn.
All right. Well, just try to pull through, and if next time I see you, I'll make sure you're rewarded for this.
Just kill that bitch for me.
I can do that too.
We'll call it square.
All right. And I just like pat him on the arm, and I take the good berry and I just like tuck it into his pocket.
Okay.
And back out.
He notices.
He notices. It's probably like, what?
He notices.
Oh, is there a berry in my pocket?
Berry in my
title.
pocket. I might just let you see.
That's the title.
Yeah.
Why is there a berry in my pocket?
No, we'll come up with something better. I'm sure. The night is young. So you let the mages do their work, and as you see them slinging healing spells and words that weave magic energy to heal flesh and bone, you could see the wounds now, the edges of the wounds on his stomach start to kind of shrink, and you kind of have a pretty good feeling that he might pull through this.
Okay.
You're no medic, but he's looking better than he did.
Okay. So I would like to. I'll meet back up with Tara, and I'd like to try to find the rest of the group.
Okay. Well, make a perception roll.
21.
Pretty big contingent of very important dwarves by the biggest tent on the grounds. And you would guess that that's probably where King Drak is.
Okay. So I'll make my way in that direction, and I'll tell Tara as we're walking and say, well, sounds like we'll need to head to Rodtael's castle at some point, but I'd like to let Barag enjoy his festivities for now. It's not going to make the difference at this point.
Well, if this is truly the end of the world, might as well have a little drink before then. The boy gonna be okay?
He's looking a lot better, but I'm not sure.
What happened to him?
Well, I think Rodtael and his company did a number. It's amazing he got away, actually.
If anything, while the fighting will probably happen tomorrow or so, if the boy needs to stay somewhere, he's more than welcome to stay at the manor. I have my people and their families there. There's plenty of food, plenty of water,
Well,
plenty of potions.
I'm sure he'll be here for a little while, so if you wish to bring him with, that's fine with me. He mentioned a group of Dragonborn that are with Rodtael.
Are they the same Dragonborn that were here helping defend the city, or are they different?
I don't know.
Oh, that's unsettling. But for now, I say we drink. We'll get the lad some help. Maybe I'll send a few flaming fists just to keep an eye on him.
Make a history check for me, Cole.
That history check is going to be a 14.
Okay. You remember that that your Dragonborn allies from the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon belong to an order of chromatic dragons, generally good aligned dragons, silver, brass, copper dragons, dragonborns, that specifically hunt and root out evil dragons. green dragons, red dragons, black dragons. And Belchris specifically told you, don't trust that black dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of think that it's probably not the same group. Just from your interactions with the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon, or the Radiant Order of the Platinum Dragons.
Okay.
So you kind of know that that's probably not them.
These are opposing forces.
Probably.
Okay.
They probably know of each other.
Mm.
And they probably fought each other at some point in time.
So are Belchris and his order still in the city?
Belchris has left a company of Dragonborn within the city who are kind of helping. They've been here the whole time.
Okay.
They haven't really left. They stayed when you guys left for the troll farms.
Okay.
And they've been here ever since. Just Belchris thought it would be a good idea, once you guys got back from Chult, to just keep a company here.
Okay.
So, a kraken in the harbor can do that.
Right. Yeah.
So he thought it'd be a good idea to just keep a company here, and they've been helping. Their help has been invaluable.
Okay. And they are part of the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I guess we better find a... What do we call him now? He's not a regular dwarf, is he? I can't call him dumb exactly now.
Well,
Damn it.
maybe not around his guards.
This is gonna suck.
I don't know much about Dwarven hierarchy. I mean, I plan on...
Do you see all this muscle? I'm tiny. I'll be
Yeah.
destroyed.
They're imposing.
Sure enough. I mean,
I've dealt with one dwarf before, and that was enough for me.
I think I don't think much needs to change between all of us. I don't know much about Dwarven hierarchy, but I think I would treat him the same as I always have. But then again, I don't think I've ever called him dumb. So
Yes. He has gone by many names, as I have called idiot, dumb, buffoon,
you may,
buffoon 2.
you may have more to worry about than I do in this respect.
Don't give me anything to drink then.
Mm.
All right. So, Daedalus, what are you up to, sir?
So if I recall, I'm still in the tent with.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you go with King Barag?
Cause if I remember, we all walked over to
Yeah.
the tent,
Yeah,
and I never left. They left.
Okay. So you are in the tent with King
So I'm just
Barag.
chilling- Yeah, I'm chilling tent, just looking around. I was like, wow, this is a tent. And I go like, tent.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like,
I
This is-
agree.
it's like this is the size of what the clam hammer me, bigger.
It's about the same size, minus the second floor and the basement dungeon of death. But it's about the same square footage as just the ground floor.
It's like, geez, you could move the main floor of the clam hammer into here.
They've already got about 3 pigs on spits, just kind of rotating right in the center. And you see Brog there. He's kind of on this wooden table, and he's just surrounded. He's like knee deep in dwarves, man. And so one of the dwarven mages, elderly dwarf with a big bushy white beard, piercing in his eyebrow, and his ears are all pierced. He's got tattoos right across his forehead. He comes up and he says, I found this for you, Lord. And it is the remnants of your ear, but it is pretty beat to shit. It's been stepped on, it's been headbutted, you received a pile driver twice on top of it. So he goes, we can, maybe clay and just... Personally, your lordship, I think just that big gaping hole in the side of your head is quite appealing to a female suitor.
Alright, well, maybe try to just get this touched up a little for me. Try to, hopefully by now the bleeding stop.
They've managed to stop the bleeding, but it is like a hole in the side of your head.
Maybe find something to cover up the hole, something unique.
Somebody get me a hat!
Nah, never mind.
Quickly you hear, get the king a hat!
It's okay?
No, it's okay, my lord. It's okay, my lord. So quickly you see, almost like a race where they're passing a baton race. You see this hat with flaps on the side just get put on your head, and you got two flaps with a string that come down. I quite like it. It says stately yet rugged and outdoorsy. You look like you're ready to hunt ducks, if I do say so myself, Lord.
Not what I had in mind.
The ducks.
Oh,
I just flashed that dwarf a thumbs up.
Okay, not what I had in mind, but I guess it'll do for now. Maybe fashion, maybe a leather cover.
A leather cover.
An ear shaped, maybe.
We will get our best leather worker on an artificial ear.
Yeah, that would work out perfect.
Very good. He's not laughing. I'm laughing. Sorry.
Okay.
Very good, sire. We shall get our best leather worker on an leather ear.
Alright, that'll work for now.
Yes.
I just don't think this hat will probably go too well with, King. So.
Any other artificial acumen that you would like fashioned?
I think the ear will do for now, since my last one got trampled.
Sure.
My real one got trampled.
We should preserve this, perhaps, for posterity. Could be in a museum. Get the preservative! And you see a big mason jar start making its way through the crowd of dwarves.
And I'm just looking at Barag's expression. I'm just like...
And so this big cloudy jar of like this fermented preservative makes its way to the front. They pop open the lid, the clay lid, and it just smells so bad. And so they kind of take the remnants of your ear and they drop it into the jar, into the mason jar, and they put the stopper back on it. Guard this with your life. This is our king. And he just takes it back.
Well...
Clan Fireforge will not fail you.
I appreciate your assistance today, and thank you for everything. So, I need to find out exactly what all the plans were before I became king. What was the action plan here? What's going on? I know there's a lot to be done.
Only really the former king knew Ulfgar. Perhaps his vizier, Tessa, might have some knowledge. I believe she's writing scrolls at the moment, announcing your ascension to the throne, sire.
Can you summon her, please?
Indeed. Summon Tessa! This kind of line. Get Tessa! Get Tessa! You see like a runner run out the tent as Cole and Tara kind of run into the tent. You see this dwarf kind of hightail it out of the tent. Tent, for lack of a better word.
Do I see them come in?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, look at his hat.
You see a hat on on Barag with two flaps.
Looks good, right?
So I approach him and I get like real close. I'm like inspecting like the details of the hat. I lean back. Is that part of the royal regalia?
No. I asked her something to cover my ear temporarily until we could find a suitable replacement.
Well, I mean, there's no shame in that ear or that wound. I mean, it was hard fought, hard won. Although
And
I've
the
heard-
ladies love it, didn't you? Didn't you
Okay.
hear your advisor?
Yes,
I mean, you need to
I-
start
I-
thinking of these things and the many sons you will sire.
I don't know if the Dwarven kingdoms do this, but I have heard of certain members of royalty gaining like nicknames. You know, Barag the Brave or Barag the
Barag the
Vile.
bitten ear.
Yes, I mean,
I was
I
gonna
would
say.
hate for you to gain some nickname that would cause the dwarves to, in the taverns, to get drunk and chuckle, but as they laugh at your expense. But I mean, it's a solid wound. I think you should be proud of it.
So I just rip the hat off and I throw it at Cole. Fine, I'll take off the bloody hat.
So I take the hat and I like look around to see if any of the guards are like attempting to take it from me.
Nobody's attempting to take it from you. Everybody's looking completely fascinated by this.
Okay. So I just take the hat and I just don't break eye contact with Barag and I just kind of put it in my bag.
That's fine. Whatever. I don't care. Keep the hat. You can have the hat. Don't worry.
So
Okay.
add to your inventory one royal dwarven hat of water
Sweet.
breathing.
Oh boy. Just gonna put water breathing hat underline.
There you go.
Chew good.
With dwarven intricacy.
Dwarven flair.
Royalty.
Barag Viscera is free.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you guys do?
So I looked at the group. So I summoned my advisor. She's on her way here right now.
So are you going to stay and fight, or what are you planning on doing?
Well,
I need to alert the other dukes, and we need to get a
well, how
plan
about
going.
you just summon the dukes here and we sit down together and figure out what we're gonna do.
Don't you got runners to do that? I got short, stubby legs and a broken arm.
Can you attend to her arm, please, and summon the dukes of Baldur's Gate, the rest of the dukes, for me, please?
Indeed, your lordship.
Aye, and also maybe take. Do I know about Daedalus's hurt arm?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
when
Say
they
it's kinda
both got
obvious.
caught in the boulder when you guys were
Oh,
at
yes.
the haven.
Yes, okay, the boulder when we were
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to escape. Aye, and also attend to Daedalus's arm. We were hurt trying to escape.
Indeed, I believe we've got some salves that can at least help with the pain.
Aye, please, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Master Daedalus Hartwell.
Just do a little bow.
Hartwell the Magnificent?
Yep.
Please, disrobe.
Can we go somewhere a little more private?
Please disrobe.
Can we at least go into the corner?
That is your wish.
Just away from them, because
Can we go
they were
somewhere
making fun of me, all three of them. I would never hear the end of it.
We're just putting salve on your arm. I need you to take your top off.
Okay.
Please disrobe.
So I just do that real quick.
You can leave your pants on.
I'm going to try and whistle.
Make a performance check.
Yes!
Fail. Please fail.
10.
10? Not that good of a whistle. That's about a 10. That's about a 10 roll. And then you hear a couple of whistles from the dwarves and the crowd.
I just roll my eyes and just feel like, can you just get this over with so she would stop whistling?
Madam, please disrobe.
Not the first time someone's told me that, and so I disrobe really quick.
So, easily enough, you take your top off and they start rubbing salve, and you see one of the dwarves kind of like in that gif that you sent me the other day, like...
As this
Tatted
is,
up halfling.
as this is happening, I'd like to lean into Barag and kind of quietly say, do you think you could have your people summon the members of the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon, at least those who remain?
Oh, I didn't even know they were still here.
Some of them are, and I'll explain later, but I think it's going to
Okay.
be useful to to have them here.
All right. I need a runner to go and summon the Radiant Order of the.
Order of the Silver Dragon.
Oh, of the Radiant Order of the Silver
Of the
Dragon.
Silver Dragon.
Yes. Aye.
We will do that, sir.
At least the ones that remain.
Yes,
We're gonna
sir.
need all we can to
Yes,
figure
sir.
out our plan.
I believe Uldar Raven Guard has them committed to the protection of the city. Should I run that past them first, or should I just snatch them up from their current duties?
Definitely check in with the Dukes before
Indeed.
anything.
Believe we have a runner getting the Dukes?
Yes.
Is that to be understood?
Yeah, so just send a runner, I guess, to check in with Uldar then. Because I don't know exactly where they're stationed. See if maybe we could just get a couple of them away to whoever's the highest ranking officer among them.
Indeed.
Summon
Indeed.
that officer for me, please.
Okay. So, by the time everybody arrives, a half hour has gone by.
Mhm.
Daedalus, you are greased up. So are you, Tara. Works a little bit of that rust out of your arm, feeling a little bit more limber than what you were. Feels good. So, about a half hour goes by. Fine. Tessa is the first one to arrive at the tent.
Okay.
And she greets you with a bow and greets the rest of Valor's Ransom with the respect due and clears the tent as well. She understands her role in the kingdom, and that pretty much things that you say to her and things that she says to you are between the two of you. So she kind of clears the room, with the exception of Valor's Ransom. Not much longer, you do see Uldar Raven Guard kind of come in with his cane.
Mm-hmm.
You see now he's got a little silver on his sides, a little older, a little bit more seasoned, and he does arrive. Despite him being compromised physically, he's not as young as he used to be, and he's carrying a wound.
Yeah.
He's got a sword at his side, and it looks like it's been used recently with black ichor kind of running down it. You can see him kind of rubbing it off with a rag as he kind of walks up to you and puts his sword in his scabbard, and he goes, "I would kneel, sire, but..."
No need. I appreciate you coming.
So he kind of looks at you and he smiles. There's a bit of pride there.
Right.
He has seen you at your lowest. He has seen you when your father was going to be hung for something that you did, and he knew all about that. So to see you kind of ascend to where you're at now, you see genuine happiness.
Right.
And so he kind of gives you a curt nod. And he greets the rest of you all, as well as his fellow Duke, Tara. Mm-hmm. And not much longer after that, you do see a wand-wielding dragonborn with a gold canine tooth as he comes sauntering in like he owns the place.
Hi.
As I live and breathe, Cole Ravencrest.
Glad you're here.
Where else would I be? In the center of weird.
Oh my.
Well, I know they've been keeping you guys pretty busy.
No. You've been keeping me real busy.
Oh,
Because I'm sure this is all your fault.
it may turn out that way. I'm not sure yet.
No, I'm sure.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well, I didn't summon you for banter.
Well, I guess let's get this over with, huh?
Alright,
So he kind of gets on one knee.
that's not necessary, but
I believe it is, Your Highness.
yes, I'm still getting used to it, I guess. So, but please stand. We're still waiting on the rest
So he stands. Well, we've been real busy. I'm still very busy. Why am I here?
Well, on behalf of Cole, I summoned you here so we could formulate a plan on what we're gonna do.
So I look at Brog and I look at him and I look at Daedalus because I know he hasn't been aware of it yet, and I say, well,
You see Belchris really eyeing that crossbow. Like you see like a little bit of yearning as he sees the crossbow for the first time in a really long time.
you see, Belchris, and I keep my voice kind of low. We've got a black dragon that's causing us an awful lot of trouble.
I warned you about him.
You
I
did?
told you not to trust him.
You did. He did save my life at one point, so I suppose I was fooled. But
What they do?
see, he's back in the city at his old castle, and he's got some company with him, some very dangerous company. And sounds like they've got my friends. And I don't really know, but wouldn't shock me if they had something to do with all this going on as well.
There could be linked, I'm sure.
Now you know even better than I do what these types are capable of, and I know that you and your men are the best at taking him down. And you know, I know you're busy, and I know you've fought hard already, but we'd really appreciate your company if you wouldn't mind helping us meet them.
Well, I got 20 of my best men, but we do have our hands full safeguarding the gates and all. I mean, if Uldar, you can spare us, I'm sure we'd be happy to accompany an old friend, of course, after a hand or two. And he kind of looks at that crossbow. I'd like a chance to win it back, Cole, you understand?
I completely understand. I'm afraid that's going to be up to
Good. I'm glad that we can agree. We have come to an accord. Now, let's move on to
look at
other
Daedalus
business.
and kind of nod very very sternly.
I just like shrug.
Well, at this point, has everybody arrived for the most
Yeah,
part?
yeah.
Okay, all the dukes, and so is there like a table?
Iselda's not there.
Okay.
The only one there is, and you think that they're probably quelling people who are on the verge of rioting,
Yeah.
trying to flex the authority that they have, but for the most part, Terra and Uldar are kind of like the face of the dukes
Okay.
in Baldur's Gate.
Alright.
They're the ones out in public.
Okay. So they're the faces. Okay. So is there like a table or anything in the
Oh, yeah.
tent?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to have a seat at like the head of the table, and motion for everybody
Okay.
to have a seat.
Tessa kind of stands like to your right behind you.
So this is new to all of this, of course, as you know, but I don't know exactly what the plan the dwarves had before I became king. So I'm going to refer out to my advisor, my vizier, to kind of give us a lowdown of what was going to happen beforehand. I know that they were probably going to march to protect the underground entrance to Delzoun, but it's about as much as I know right now.
Well, I can speak freely now. Now that you are king, I can tell you that Ulfgar's one goal was to kill you.
Aye, and he did a piss poor job of that.
Indeed. And we're all happy for that. But that was his goal.
Aye.
It would not have surprised me at all if he would have just turned right back around to Delzoun and just hid under the mountain until all of this finished.
Aye.
Might I make a suggestion?
Yes, please, please.
Dwarves understand violence.
Aye.
It is in our nature. We've had to fight for everything. We
Mhm.
fight orcs and we fight giants. Ulfgar will make an attempt on your life soon.
Great.
Very soon. While you are the king, many still have loyalty to Ulfgar and the Fireforge clan.
Of course.
They are the largest military unit. Their clan is the strongest. If they leave on their own, it might be bad. Our strength will be effectively cut in half. And if they are able to convince other more military-minded clans to follow them, we might have a civil war on our hands. More dwarven blood will be shed.
And that, of course, I do not want.
So I would suggest this.
Aye.
You invite Ulfgar here to the tent. You make him bend on his knees. You take that ceremonial armor and that ceremonial sword.
Mm-hmm.
You behead him. And you throw his head in the middle of the Fireforge camp. And you don't say a word. That they will understand. And that is the only way they will follow you. That is the only way that they will see you as a strong leader, a strong king. But more importantly, you will kill one, but you may save thousands of your kinsmen. It is Dwarven politics.
Aye, and that's where we got tonight, is through Dwarven politics. It's a tough decision to make.
Just a suggestion, of course.
Of course.
But that would be my course of action if it were me.
I like to lean in a little bit. Say, if you need things done a little more quietly, I could probably help you.
It would have to be him. He is king.
Aye.
It is his job to take care of his kingdom, not ours.
Yes, well, this woman seems quite convinced of that, but I'm not convinced of where her loyalties lie.
My loyalties lie to the throne. And to
Nice.
our king.
Look at Barag. Say, well, yesterday it was somewhere else. Where will it be tomorrow?
Aye.
Of course, it is a decision that you don't have to make now.
I have to make it soon, or
You will make a play on your life. Before Harbach's body gets cold, I imagine.
Oh, so that will be really soon then.
Indeed.
Aye. I need to handle this now. This is something I can't wait on.
It is just. You should have been in that pit at Harbach.
I agree. It was a waste of a good dwarven life for nothing. Summon him, please.
I will send for him. So, the air in the tent is heavy. It's grim with the knowledge of what is to come. 10 minutes and you see a line of Fireforge troops in armor carrying torches with their arms, their side arms sheathed, shields out, and Tessa opens the door and, sire, Ulfgar awaits.
Aye. Please bring him in.
Very well. So, she brings him in. And you see him kind of looking at you, and he gets down on one knee. Your kingship.
Aye.
How can I serve the crown?
I don't know if there's much you can do to serve the crown, but there
I'm
is...
prepared to do my duty.
Alright, well, your obligation to duty is one thing. I'm afraid you're gonna make an attempt on my life very soon because of what's happened tonight. It would be stupid of you not to.
That we both agree.
Aye. So you probably know by now I'm gonna have to make a very tough decision and send a clear message to all the clans, especially the Fireforge clan.
I would do the same if I were you.
Aye. I mean, you already tried once tonight, which ended with Dwarven blood that didn't need to be spilled. Shouldn't have been spilled. So now comes the tough decision of spilling, unfortunately, another Dwarven's blood tonight.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, my lord.
So I motioned to Tessa to hand me the sword.
So she goes over to the corner, goes to the weapon rack, grabs the sword, big sword.
Mm-hmm.
She brings it over to you. And then she whispers in your ear, outside, where all can see.
So I grabbed the sword.
Make a perception roll.
First roll tonight. $16.
16. You can tell, that somebody, at least one person, is very, very uncomfortable with how all of this is playing out. And he's kind of shifting on his cane. And he looks at you and he's kind of looking at you like, are you really going to do this?
I looked at Uldar and I know this is uncomfortable.
Your lord, I'm not going to pretend to know how things happen in Delzoun, but this is Baldur's Gate.
Aye. If we want to survive this at all, I think this may be, unfortunately, the best course of action for us. Because otherwise, if I don't, I might lose backing of at least half of the might of this army.
I am not going to pretend to understand, but I will not stand in your way.
Like I said, this is not something I'm used to doing, and I've been out of sight of the Dwarven city for too many years to know what exactly I need to do, so I'm relying very heavily on my Vizier right now, and I just hope that, in good faith, that I'm doing the right thing.
You can't sit on a throne and do the right thing. The two don't mix.
Aye, well...
That's the first rule of politics.
Then how
I've had to do things that I have nightmares for the greater good.
Aye.
I'm sure Cole has too. And Daedalus and Terra.
Well, then we'll see how this turns out, but
Okay.
I think this is something that needs to be done because it would be dumb for him not to try something on my life. He has too much pull.
I will stay here with you, Uldar.
Thank you.
So,
Of course.
I motioned for Tessa to lead Ulfgar outside.
So she leads Ulfgar. Ulfgar kind of looks at you and kind of like, with great pride, kind of fixes his formal attire that he has on. Not armor. but formal attire nonetheless.
Yeah.
You kind of get the impression he saw this coming. He dressed for the occasion. And so he steps out into now the muck and the mud,
Mm-hmm.
past this kind of procession of like his kinsmen on his left and his right. Just see these jaws kind of clench and tighten. But he finally gets to the end of the road, and at the end of the road you see this large tree stump.
Mm-hmm.
And he stands behind it as Tessa stands next to him. And now you are at the exit of the tent with the sword.
So I look at him and I tell him to kneel.
He kneels.
And I kind of, before I pull the sword, I'm going to just say something. So I say to the crowd, tonight, a second dwarven's blood's going to be spilled. And that is for sacrificing a dwarf that should have never been in that fight. The former king, Ulfgar, was a coward. He sent one of your kinsmen in there to fight for him.
Make a perception roll.
8.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you don't specifically know what she's referencing, but you kind of like, as you start to give this speech, you see Tessa's eyes go.
So I just get this puzzled look on my face, like, and I just kind of look at her and just stare for a second, like, and I just shake my head, like.
So she kind of walks up to you. Being a new king,
Mm-hmm.
she whispers in your ear, just swing the sword and walk back. That's it.
Aye.
And she goes right back to her place.
So I just stop talking and I pull the sword and put the sword against his neck. And I, with a heavy sigh,
As you kind of raise the sword, you hear Ulfgar yell, "Remember, Barag the Broken!"
and I swing as he says that.
So it doesn't go all the way through with the first swing. A dwarf's neck is just muscle. And the
Yeah.
bones of a dwarf are thick.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes 3 really big hacks. But finally, you're able to get through his neck and decapitate Ulfgar Fireforge, former king of Delzoun. And you hear Tessa go to one of the Fireforge captains, and she points at the head and she goes, "I want you to take that, put it on a pike right in front of that tent." And so you see the captain say, "Yes, my lady." So she looks at you. You have just secured your throne for the time, and you've saved many lives, even though you had to take one.
Aye. And I don't say anything else. I just say aye and sheath the sword and give it to her. And please have this clean.
So she accepts the sword. Belchris is standing next to you, and he looks at you, and he's like, "It's pretty hardcore shit, Cole."
It's a little messy, but they have their ways, we have ours.
I do suppose. Look out for your boy. Look out for yourself. He's gonna have a target in his head. And so will you, by association, of course.
I think there's more people in this little campground that I don't trust than I do.
Well, I hear that you have a special lady friend calling you.
Well, yeah, she's part of this whole equation.
Ava, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I believe she's with Rodtael at the moment.
I don't know what she's been hunting all this time. From the remnants of the guild, of course, she killed a great many people to discover its location and liberate it. But I'm told that whatever it is, it lays within that manor as well.
That's what I was guessing. I intend to find out, and
I don't know what your association is with the guild. I know it was deeply personal for you, and I didn't care to ask, and I won't. But because you're a friend of mine, of course, I will help in any way I can, even if it's clearing the way for you.
I appreciate it. And I just stick out my hand to shake his.
And he shakes, you see this large scale clawed dragonborn hand kind of envelop your clawed hand, and he goes, just finish this fucking thing, Cole. Get it done.
It's exactly what I'm ready to do.
Beautiful boy. So, what do you guys do?
I'm inside with Baldur.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he just kind of looks at you, kind of in disbelief, but he goes, we have an army.
we have an army, but
I don't know how good I feel about this, but we have an army.
we have to do what needs to be done.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
You never do nowadays.
Well, you know, people love you.
I don't know about that.
They do. Everybody tells terror tales.
Terror tales, that's a new
That's what they're
thing.
called.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how much more I can do of this in reality.
You're here for the long haul, kid. I'm not gonna be around much longer.
Oh, what, you want me to take your place? The people love you more than they love me.
Listen, we are of equal footing, you and I. I'm just saying, you know, I can't keep this up much longer.
You shouldn't have to.
You're right. I'd like to grow old and die of a stroke with some beautiful young thing on top of my face. But that probably will not happen. I will probably die here soon. I am debilitated, and I have a sword.
And I can tell you're still doing your duty, though.
I am.
Probably better than most.
That's up for debate, I guess.
I don't know. I love being a duke. I love this city.
The city loves you. What are you fighting?
Myself every day. I get up and I realize all I've lost. I lost the love of my life. I lost one of my brothers.
You know what the love of your life is? You're looking for what's already here. The love of your life is this city. The love of your life is that ocean. The love of your
That's
life
true.
are the daggers on your side, and that dumb dinosaur that you brought with you.
She is not dumb.
She
She is
is-
a sweetie pie, is what she is.
She's the dumbest creature on this planet.
You could say that to her face and see
I
how
will
she.
not.
That's what I thought. My little schnookums.
My point is you're looking for what you already have.
And I
Celebrate that.
And I think maybe my time here, maybe I will spend it here permanently. I think
Make it a better life for the people there.
that's my point. Once this is over, as much as I love my group, as much as I love Daedalus, Barag, and even that fucking tiefling,
Oh,
my...
Cole ain't going nowhere either. He's a city boy. He does not like going out in the woods and camping.
Oh, you
and
should
all
have
that stuff.
seen when we tried to camp out
I
with...
can only imagine.
Oh.
He's a bit of a dandy, that
Oh.
one.
He's He's like a dandelion. He's so fragile.
He very much is.
But my time with adventuring, I've already shed too much blood. But if I'm going to shed more, I'd rather do it for my people rather than outside of this city.
Yeah. There you and I both agree.
I think Nox likes it here anyway. She likes her runs and the people here, especially the kids. I think it's time for the two of us to focus on what's important after this is done. And
Yeah, like a leash law.
like Baldur's Gate.
Oh.
Uldar.
Yeah. Then a leash law.
How are you going to get a leash for her?
We'll figure it out.
Am I hearing all this?
Yeah.
I second that leader.
There you go.
But she loves you, Daedalus.
I'm like a chew toy to her.
She has a little toy of you. Did you not see it last time you were at the manor?
Yeah, I did see it. I think she loves the real thing more, though.
I know. Isn't she just the cutest? My
to,
little schnookums.
to you, but you're not the one that gets bitten on.
She doesn't bite, she nibbles.
But my ear, and I point to the ear, even though it probably looks normal right
It looks
now.
normal because you have the illusion over you, yeah.
But you know what happened to this ear? You know what it really looks like.
Well, I mean, she was just a little pup. She was just a little thing. I mean, now she's trained, and now she just nibbles.
I was like, I still second that leash law.
We'll get it passed. Don't worry about
Uldar, I
it.
thought you were on my side, old man.
Most times I am.
And Daedalus, of course. I mean, you're always welcome at the manor. And of course, I think the people of Baldur's Gate would love to see more of your acts.
I'll do more shows.
And we need to talk about the name Manor at some point, like burning it to the ground or something.
Yeah.
I second that.
I think we should really just get rid of it. And then, it's like the whole ground curse, or is it just the building?
But I don't know. I'm just a dude with a cane and a sword.
Because even
From
though
what I've heard from the servants, it's the grounds. Everything about it
There are
is
so many
cursed.
legends about Dene Manor, even before you took up residence there. But now, it's even more so. I've seen things there that
is there any
are
way to
bizarre.
like banish everything there and then pretty much?
I mean, you could talk to priests of whatever order
Like-
that you may worship.
I mean, we can speak to the Order of Hestia. I mean,
Sure.
Barag and I do belong there.
I know they've been quite busy.
I've heard. Well, I mean, with everything going on, I kind of roll my eyes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Baldur's Gate just keeps getting hit with more and more. But Dene Manor,
Well, don't
Needs
say
to-
that too loud around Medlar Mallow or, you know.
those blowhards.
Yeah.
Why does anyone even listen to them? I don't
They
even
are,
get into the meetings.
they are important. They serve a purpose here.
every
They
They
make
bring in
everyone
they
else.
bring in trade and they bring in gold.
and with trade and gold, they have influence, whether
Yes,
we
of
like
course.
it or not. It is what it is.
Well, I gotta get going. There's a lot to defend.
Yes.
So
I will talk with.
what is the plan? What are you guys doing?
From what I'm getting from my compatriots, it looks like we may have Rodtael involved.
Now, from all I know, he's a fine and upstanding citizen of Baldur's Gate. He's a noble elf.
He's not an elf, Uldar.
I'm not calling you a liar. And thousands of people saw a dragon on the Night of Demons.
So you
But-
know.
I don't know that was him.
It was. I've seen it with my own eyes, Uldar.
Okay, then I will take your word for it.
There's something about this, and it reeks of dark, sinister magic of some sorts. If anybody were to know about this, it has to be him. Has to be. That's why Cole is trying to get the Silver Order. We have a feeling there's more to this than just holes in the sky and creatures falling from it.
Well, I believe I heard Belchris preparing the order to mobilize very quickly.
We're gonna try and take it down fast and quick. Maybe find out what we can do to seal these portals of sorts. But
The Council of Zazerth said that there were anchors that were pulling something here, but nobody really knows what that is.
I have a feeling it might be a creature, multiple creatures of legend. Who knows? I mean, for all we know, it might be another god ascending that we may have to kill.
I heard it was another existence, another dimension that is going to be laid atop of the material plane.
Well, once
That-
we find Rodtael,
That is at least what the Council of Zazerth surmises.
and I think they're just about right. From what we saw from the ceremonies that were going on in Happy Haven, whatever the hell that place was called.
I've never heard of that place before.
Oh, you don't want to go there.
Yeah, they'll never let you forget the name, ever,
All right.
and its slogan.
Oh God, I'm not going to announce what they kept saying.
All right. I'll stay away from it.
But just make sure that the people are safe. And if Rodtael were to perish, I just have a gut feeling it might get a tad worse.
Okay. That's good to know.
Keep your wits about you, old friend.
You as well.
I will.
Don't get killed, Tara. I would be super sad.
Super
And I'm not
sad.
being sarcastic. Be safe.
And you too.
So he kind of shakes his head. You could tell he's at muscle failure. He is doing the best that he can. But you can tell he's having a hard go of it. But he's not. Zuldar. He's not going to give up. He'll probably die defending the city, and he'd be totally okay with that.
And
So as you see him kind of walk out of the tent, you kind of get this feeling, this very heavy heart, as you see him kind of leave.
and Uldar,
So he stops.
you got my back,
Always.
and I've got yours.
Good to know.
Always, my friend. Always.
So he walks out.
We need to find that son of a bitch. We need to kill him.
Yes, immediately.
We should have killed him a long time ago. I mean, because of him, we lost Talvis. And I say that and just kind of like choking it down just by mentioning his name. If that son of a bitch knew, if we knew this would happen, we should have killed him. Talvis would be here if it wasn't for Rodtael.
Oh, we'll make sure he pays for it.
Oh, and I kind of like put my hands on my daggers. I'll torture the motherfucker first.
All right.
And I was like, I wonder what cooked dragon tastes like.
Oh, well, I mean, it can't be worse than having cooked velociraptor. Or maybe cooked T-Rex. I've had that before. Not that great. Very tough meat.
All right. So as you guys are talking about cuisine from Chult, Belchris enters with a few of his dragonborn soldiers. So I've got 20. I'm ready to move.
I'll need to get back to the clam hammer and prepare some ammunition. Maybe spend a night resting. We can rendezvous.
When do you want this to happen?
First,
I would say at first light, but when is first light?
I would say soon. As soon as you get your ammunition, maybe an hour's rest, 2 hours at most. We need to get this done. That son of a bitch needs to die.
Yeah, I think that's most likely the case, but if I'm to be at full capacity and usefulness to that cause, I'm going to need more than an hour of sleep.
Well, I'm just fine with a few hours. All that matters to me are my people. If that means I get a little tired along the way, so be it.
So, how about this? My men are tired. I mean, they've been working all night. They could probably use some rest.
You guys are more than welcome to the manor. We have food, supplies.
We've got a camp, but I'm talking as Belcourt. Sorry, but shit. I wouldn't mind 8 hours of some nap time for me and my boys, of course. We'll meet you at the Clam Hammer in 8. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I need to attend to my people and, of course, my little Noxie.
Very good.
Daedalus, are you coming with?
Sure. So I walk.
So Belcourt leaves.
And I turn to Barag and bow. My king. Oh, and don't forget, plenty of suitors out there.
Alright, yes, we will deal with that subject at a later time.
Oh no, you should do it now while the world's ending. You know, lots and lots of, you know.
Yes, valid point. The
Tessa
world's
says she's probably right.
You want to make sure you sire a son, sire.
There's a lot of strong clans that make great alliances with the Drak clan.
And very strong, meaty women.
I
You
think,
know. You need to make
Okay.
sure they have good hips for birthing.
Oh, okay. Relax, everybody. Relax. Give me a list of all the clans. I want a list of how many strong we are, and I want a list of where all our troop movements are within the region.
And the women. Don't forget the women.
Yes, that includes with the list of clans I will go through.
Yes, Your Highness.
But I want all of that as soon as possible because I have to start making some decisions on what we're
I
going to
can
do.
I can see if I have some vitality potions. You know, they have some great herbs for that kind of stuff to keep
Oh, I
it
hear
going.
there's this blue cream that you can rub.
Oh my god.
I've heard that too.
And it is
Okay.
guaranteed to sire a
Oh
boy.
boy, yes, yes. You know what? I like you,
I think this has
Tessa.
been a long night, everybody.
It's not long
Um,
enough for you.
Please.
I can have the shield maidens draw you a bath.
Hi.
Make sure there are extra shield maidens and give him, you know.
Alright, yes, please draw a bath. I would like to get cleaned up before laying down for the
And
night.
sire many sons, and I say that with my finger, and walk right out.
Okay, yes.
Many sons,
Yes.
So-
I understand.
Quickly, Tessa exits the tent and
I follow after her and I was like, hey, when you put that list together, make sure the women are separate.
Oh.
So he knows exactly how many there are.
Do I hear this?
Make sure there's a conga line.
dun, 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 dun.
17.
17?
Yes.
Here.
I heard that, Daedalus.
I just go like this.
Ah.
And I walk away.
And I yell again. Many, many sons, Barag! Many sons!
And literally, I just put my hands to my face and just rub my eyes. And this has been such a long night.
So as your hands come away from your face, you see some shield maidens carrying big containers of water into this marble basin that you can. It's a tub basically.
Yeah.
In the corner, and they kind of light some candles, and they throw a couple of very big, large owlbear furs right in front of the tub, and they start filling the basin with hot water and fragrant oils and petals and stuff like that.
I thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
My king.
Thank you again. Sorry, still getting used to this, I guess.
It's okay. We'll help you through your transition.
Thank you. Can you make sure that just a couple of guards are posted outside? I'm assuming they probably already are. But...
Trained shield maidens will be all the guards that you need.
Aye.
For tonight.
Thank you. Yes, I guess I will bathe and bed down for the evening, but...
We shall bathe you. That's why we're here.
Okay. Alright. I guess so. Thank you.
Please disrobe.
Very awkwardly, I disrobe.
Alright, so you still have the dried caked blood on the side of your head. You go into the very, very warm bath, and it feels really, really good, but Barag being Barag, as soon as you like settle into the water, you just see this layer of dirt just like settle to the top of the to the basin.
Dwarven style.
Yeah, and let's just say let's go ahead and make a couple Constitution checks, shall we? Difficulty is I need you to roll a d4, please.
Okay.
Roll 1d4. Just 1d4. Just roll it.
I'm so nervous. 4.
4.
All right. That's impressive. All right, so now I need you to roll 4 con checks with a difficulty of
Okay.
20.
Oh, shit. Move. I need the chest.
That is inevitably what she said.
10.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, 10.
Okay. 3 more times.
11.
Okay.
That's a 9, isn't it? Or is it
No,
6?
that's
That's
not.
it. Ah, dang it. No, you're right. Cock die. Natural 18 plus 5.
Five.
Yeah.
All right. Plus.
Thank you.
12.
12.
Okay. So 1 out of 4. That ain't bad. All right. So you have a very eventful evening with 4 shield maidens, and we will see what happens in a few months from now.
Oh man. We'll see.
All right. So
Tara did say many summons.
at least one. All right. So what do the rest of you guys do? You call it an evening? Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Not that I know. We're gonna go back to your manor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just gonna follow her back to her manor and just grab some food and then sleep.
All right.
Or in my case, meditate.
Meditate.
Daedalus, I have a room upstairs you can use. It's kind of my meditation zone and prayer zone. It's quiet, away from all the ruckus.
I'm like, cool.
So are we at this moment? Are we still present in there with Baldur, Raven Guard, and?
If there's anything that you'd like to do before.
So I'd like to very quickly get my hands on some ink and some paper, and I'd just like to write out to as officially as I can manage to word it. I want to write out basically like a quick will of sorts, and I want to leave everything I have, including the clam hammer, to first it'll be Belchris, and if for some reason he can't take it, then I'm gonna leave it to the Radiant Order, the Silver Dragon, to use as they see fit.
Okay.
And I want to as much as I can without being noticed, I want to pass that off to Older Raven Guard and say, appreciate it if you can take care of that for me.
So he looks at you. What is this? So he kind of, can I read it? Is it okay?
Yeah, of course. It's
So he opens it and looks at you and he goes, Cole.
I just don't want anything caught in limbo.
I appreciate your preparedness. I guess it's in your bounty hunter nature. Such uncertain times, who knows? Maybe we should exchange wills. I don't know.
Would just like it to go to a good cause.
Okay, I will make sure this is in an appropriate place in case neither one of us make it out of this alive.
I appreciate it.
So he kind of, before he walks away, you guys part company, kind of looks at you again, and he goes, Cole, you're a good friend.
Oh, you are too kind.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
And he leaves. He kind of looks at it like you could see him kind of wrestling with it. He sees the kind of like heavy responsibility and obviously the grim meaning that the paper he has in his hand might have. He's wrestling with that, and but he puts it away, stows it away, as he barks orders to some of the flaming fists. So, anybody else want to do anything?
I'm gonna call when Daedalus goes up to meditate. I'm gonna call Colin.
Okay. So easily enough. I mean, he's trying to. All of the servants have called for their families, upon your orders, of course, and they are now kind of like, it's almost like a sleepover in the living room. So he's trying to accommodate as many people as he can. And milady.
Come sit.
So, okay, okay.
Colin, I want you to hold on to these.
What is these?
And I pass a letter. One's titled Cole. One's titled Daedalus. One's titled Barag, Rory, Davrick, and one with his name on it.
What is this? Did I win something?
Well, maybe.
What is
And
this?
I kind of just sigh. If
No. I refuse. So he gives you back the letters. He's like, I'm not going to take this.
Colin,
No.
Colin.
Madam, I have served you for many, many years.
And because of that, I trust that you will get this done.
I trust you to come back.
And I will try my best, but
No,
even we are
you
not
cannot just try. You are far too important to Baldur's Gate. You
And
have to
so
come back.
I take his hands. I take his hand in my hands.
Reflexively, he pulls away.
And so I grab on tighter.
Okay.
Colin, I've had these letters written since the first time I saw you on those streets with your wife. And do you remember what I told you?
Yes, I do.
I will always have your back if you have mine. This is my way of showing my trust to you.
You don't have to show me your trust, madam. I trust you. With my family. My daughter rides your dinosaur. If that's not trust, I don't know what is.
And if something were to happen, I trust that these letters will go to the people they are meant to go.
Madam?
Including yourself, Cullen. Or I will come back from the grave and haunt your ass.
You are not going to the grave.
We don't know what tomorrow brings. I have already lost my brother. I have lost my family. And I will be damned if anything were to happen to me, are left back out on the streets.
I do not want to be the purveyor of a mummified talking head and a pet rock.
You won't be, actually. The mummified head will, of course, go to the king himself. But the pet rock is a little special, but...
My point, madam, is... this is not a conversation that we should be having right now.
It needs to happen. Whether you like it or not...
I do not like it.
You don't. And I don't either. I'm expecting to come back, because I have to put that expectancy on myself for the people of Baldur's Gate, and for people like your daughter who look up to me.
Very good. We both agree. I have people to serve.
Take these letters, please. It would do me well. Please.
So you see his jaw kind of clench. And he says, "You would break my heart if I were to take these letters from you. I cannot take these letters.
Please, Cullen.
You would break me.
And I will come back, and then you can absolutely do whatever you want for the rest of the week. Just take these letters and take this." And so I take off. It was the previous locket, holy symbol that I'd given to Talvis.
Mhm.
And after he died, I got it back. And I just passed it to him with the letters.
Madam,
For good luck.
I think you need it more than me. I'm just serving sandwiches and lemonade.
Those things are falling from the sky.
I
We don't
understand.
know if they are going to get worse, and you
Please take the talisman, madam.
are the most qualified to protect these people.
I am qualified to make a hell of a tuna salad.
And you were a qualified soldier, and I saw something in you the day I saw you. You will
I am
do.
a weak man.
You are not weak. And so I kind of like grab his chin, kind of like like a mother would when they want their kid's attention. If you were a weak man, you would not be here. I
It
would not
is-
have chosen you.
It is
As my
because I am
second.
a weak man that I am here.
No, it is because you are a good man that you are here. And we are far less of good men in these times. So I need you to continue being a good man.
So he looks at you and he looks at the letters and he takes the letters and the talisman, but he does not look happy about it. And as he kind of walks off. Very well, madam. And he walks off. Angered, but holding it in for the most part.
So I kind of breathe, just a sigh of relief, and I hope they never have to read those letters either.
You are meditating
Yeah.
in a room with beholder eyes. All around you. One big one just kind of staring in a
Is
in a
it
big tank.
Are they still moving? Like, I don't remember if they were still, like, kind of,
No.
like, looking around.
But it is just looking at you, and you can't help but think back to your latest invocation that you received. Eye of the Beholder. And yeah, it kind of gives you the creeps, but you think fighting that beholder maybe has unlocked something within you. But you take your meditation, and everybody gets their long rest. All right.
Yeah.
So I would say you refill your spell slots, but that would only pertain to my man here. So you are preparing ammo, yes?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and
me too.
prepare your ammo.
All three of
That's going to be
I was gonna say, yeah, not all
a
of these are
Tinker's
spell slots.
Tools
Yeah.
check. Okay. And it's just proficiency?
Plus proficiency, yes, because you're proficient with Tinker's Tools.
Hey, that's going to be 23.
23.
Oh my god.
All right. So let me go ahead.
Blowing it at it.
Yeah.
Literally.
I want to blow it up. There's a whole barrel of
Well,
gunpowder
yeah.
here.
Hopefully you don't blow it up.
You managed to make 36 rounds.
Damn.
Cool.
Destroying it. Not literally.
And as you're kind of crafting bullets at a feverish pace, you see kind of, as you are in the climb hammer, you see dwarves kind of looking on with great like curiosity and they've never seen this kind of weird. It's one part weaponsmith, one part alchemy,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're quite taken and quite fascinated as they're drinking these horns of ale at the new and improved climb hammer.
So I turn to a couple of them. I say, you guys are welcome to take some back to the Dwarven kingdoms with you. And I just kind of come out. I go into my room, and I take like any kind of container I can find, even if it's just like a satchel, and I scoop up like a good amount of the gunpowder. I tie it up, and I give it to any of them who seems like he might be like an officer or somebody who would like hopefully be responsible with it.
Yeah. It's mostly Ironhammer clan
Okay.
in here, yeah, they are very excited. Can we eat this? If we eat this black powder and we fart shit, will it be explosive?
No, there's a little bit more to it than that. I wouldn't eat it. It might actually just kill you. Nothing more.
I bet you if I eat this, I'll folk like a madman.
It's just,
Will it make me piss fire?
I'm not the one that told you that.
Yes. Yes. I like you, tiefling.
Well, just figure you could share the technology a bit if you wish, but just don't eat all of it at least.
Thank you. And you see them kind of looking at it with torches right above.
One more thing.
Yes.
Don't put it anywhere near fire or flame or anything hot. It is
Well, if
explosive.
I can't do that, then it must be eaten.
Well, no, not that either. It's just an ingredient. You make other things out of it. Things that blow up.
Things that
That
up.
can be fun, right?
That can be very fun.
Save it for that.
What can we blow up? And he
Yeah.
starts looking around the clam hammer.
Not here. When you get back home, and don't blow up anything you shouldn't blow up there. Just blow up your enemies.
All right. Well, let's let the kids play with it then.
Yeah. Only if they blow up their enemies. You don't want them to blow up themselves. You see.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're very confusing, tiefling.
Just
You speak in riddles.
it is very dangerous.
Hmm.
Very dangerous stuff. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Very dangerous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for your gift
Yes.
and your
of course.
hospitality.
Of course, anytime.
Your ale is quite good.
Yes. Well, we've managed
Not
to.
dwarven made, but still passable.
Well, I plan on talking to your new king about getting some true homemade dwarven ale in here as soon as possible.
Well, I'm sure we'll be able to accommodate you.
Hope so. Just be careful with that.
All right. So you see him sniffing it. It may not end well.
I just kind of silently walk out of the room.
Yeah, second guessing yourself. All right. So, you guys get a full 8-hour sleep, 4 hours of meditation for you, sir. What do you guys do?
I wait because they did say we were meeting. At the
Yeah,
Manor.
meeting at the Climb Hammer. So I suggest you're probably got your guns like in pieces in front of you.
I was just gonna
And-
say I'm cleaning everything.
Yeah.
I'm getting everything as ready as I can get it.
Yeah.
I go to find Colin's daughter.
Okay.
Little girl. And I just kind of give her a hug.
So she hugs you back. So she's like, Auntie Tara!
Yes.
What are you doing?
Well, I've got to go and fight some bad guys.
I miss the sun.
You
And
do.
all the flowers are not blooming, and that makes me sad.
You know what? And I just put my hand on her shoulder. Auntie Tara is going to make the sun come back,
Are?
and we're going to make all the flowers bloom.
You see her eyes just bright.
But that means
Yes.
I need you to stay here, and you need to listen to your papa.
I always listen to my dad. Most times. Except with the cookies. But don't tell anybody.
It'll be our little secret.
Because I always say, what would Aunt Tara do? She would steal a cookie.
I would steal a cookie.
Yeah.
So, and if ever you feel scared, you know, you can hold Noxie, right? Your little Noxie.
I do every night.
She'll keep you safe, okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep you safe.
Okay.
Alright. I love you.
I love you too, Andy.
Keep an eye on your daddy for me, okay?
I will. I'll protect him.
I know you will, sweetheart. So I just give her a kiss on the forehead and, I wave to my servants. All of you, keep well. And please, stay inside. No matter what you hear outside, this is the safest place for the time being. And I will do my best to come back to all of you.
So you see, people nodding and heeding your instructions very intently. A bit of ease on their faces, knowing that you are going out to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So, because for the most part, everybody's running around with, like, chickens with their heads cut off. Like, nobody knows what to do. So now that Valor's Ransom is like, all right, we're going out, we're doing something, like, it seems to kind of have this air of calm or ease over everybody. So, yeah.
So I look to Colin and his wife and thank you, both of you, for everything.
Just come back.
I'll be back soon. And I kind of give a wink. And I walk out the door.
All right. So your pet rock is just rolling right after you.
And I call for Nox.
Nox comes running.
All right, big girl, you ready for yet another shitstorm of an adventure?
She hops up and down. She's hiding something in her claws.
Noxie.
So she kind of pulls her claws to her chest, and it's kind of hidden in the fur.
Give. I put my hands out. Now.
So she opens up her clawed hands, and you see the shrunken head. It was a good try, Nox. It was a great time. But we got caught. I mean, you got caught.
What are you doing with...
We were just on a little adventure. Having a good time.
What did you two do?
Nothing. Oh, by the way, it's 1 in the afternoon, in case you're interested.
Oh, well, thank you. And so, give it here, Nox.
Well, me and Nox are kind of like partners now, We're 50-50.
So you can understand the dinosaur.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the dinosaur, I understand the rock, that fucking broom. We all talk.
Bullshit.
Not bullshit. Ask the monkey.
The monkey can't talk either.
The monkey is a pirate
Well,
who can't stop swearing.
Well, that I can believe.
Can't stop humping everything.
Oh, just like his owner.
And he puts little shit balls where Barag can never find them. It is amazing.
You know what? I'm loving that monkey even more.
He's great. You should see us all. All of us.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Oh,
now
Nox is the worst. The worst.
So I kind of give an accusing look over at Nox.
And you see her kind of smile. Just all these rows of serrated, pointed teeth.
What are you smiling at, young lady?
She runs right out with the shrunken head.
So I start running. Nox!
She's running
What
right toward,
did you do?
right toward the clam hammer.
Get back over here! I'm just yelling all the way
All right,
at the
Daedalus,
dinosaur.
when you come out of your meditative state, make a perception roll.
Let's see. 1 plus.
Halfling luck.
No, you're
Oh,
not
no.
in combat.
That's right.
Let's see. 1 plus 3, only 4.
4. All right. So you notice a smell, but you don't notice anything specific. Like where's this smell coming from?
So, well, I have observing. Can I scan for it?
With the observant feat, that's not what that does. It allows you to read lips.
Okay. So I just shrug and kind of head out. I was like, I'll make sure to tell Tara I smell something strange up there, though.
Okay.
So I go and before I leave, I go and I grab a little bit of food before I you know, and I just kind of make a sandwich real quick, and I make 2 sandwiches, one to eat then and then one to eat.
One to eat food, man.
One for now, one for later.
One for now, one for later.
So you get food.
And then I wave goodbye to all the staff.
I make a ham and Swiss sandwich, and I make a pastrami.
But then I wave goodbye, and I thank all the servants for all their help and their hospitality. And
So they are enamored with Daedalus Hartwell, a.k.a. Hartwell the Magnificent.
so I'm like, you know, surprised that they're, you know, kind of surprised that they're still enamored with me.
Oh, come on. So they kind of give you, like, a round of applause as you leave.
So I kind of bow, and before I go, I take out like a scrap of paper and like a pen or a quill, and I sign my name on it. And he's like, "This is for this house. Frame it, do whatever you want with it, but here's my autograph," and I hand it to the nearest servant.
All right, so they grab it. We'll put it under glass.
Okay. This if
Master-
I do not
Master-
make it out of this,
Master Daedalus.
if I do not make it out of this alive, that is something to remember me by.
We will do so.
Okay? And do not stop smiling.
We shall not stop smiling.
And I wave goodbye again, and I exit to go to the clam hammer.
All right. So you guys all make it to the clam hammer. First is Nox, who comes busting through the door, and you see Iron Hammer's like,
I just instinctively kind of spin around in my seat and hold my pistol up, and I just kind of drop it and like turn back around, go back to what I was doing.
next flitting behind with the monkey. And then Tara.
That's a bad dinosaur.
You're telling me. This place is made out of stone now, so she can't do as much damage.
I'm willing
Hopefully.
to bet something different because she did something. I know she did something.
Well, then maybe it would be in our mutual
God.
interest to get her out of here.
Water. Do you have water in this place? Water.
I'm sure we have water somewhere.
Not the clam hammer.
That's
really hard to come by.
Digging through. I have ale. That's made.
Give me ale. It's hot.
So I pour a mug.
Sure.
So I just start like downing
Oh god.
the ale.
Alright. There we go. Disadvantages on attack. Alright, so
Drink terror.
Daedalus, you follow.
Yep.
And finally, Barag, with a contingent of very satisfied shield maidens.
Oh my god.
So I just try to walk around and make sure that I'm out of Barag's line of sight.
Okay.
And I just feel like this is shield me, and so it's like,
So you see one of them kind of wink her eye and then continue just walking.
and I'm just like,
The reluctant king. I just love the idea of somebody being both like that successful at doing that and also slightly humiliated by it.
Yeah.
Like I
know,
think
right?
of like a little
Walk of
giddy
shame.
schoolgirl in a way, like kind of like shy.
Yeah.
Like, it's an anime, right?
Yeah, it
the,
is. Yes,
the boys in the anime who get hit on by girls incessantly and they're like, ah!
high school,
freaking out. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's
Like
Barag.
they don't want the attention.
Yeah.
How very sundari.
Why are you trying to kiss me? Alright, so you guys arrive at the clam hammer.
So Barag.
So what's the plan? Oh! Your Royal Highness,
Someone shut him up, please.
No.
King Jackass.
Well, my offer stands.
You just said that in earshot of all the dwarves, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I just look at them. I was like, "There's your nickname for him."
I kind of like.
Anybody calls me that? Yeah. Let's just say the handmaidens will deal with you.
Yes, sire.
So I stand up and I like snap the last pieces of my pistol together. I walk over to Brog. Oh,
Hello.
I'm sure all it would take from you is a nod to get that thing out of the picture.
I will
Nothing
have
needs to be
it.
said about it.
Wait a minute.
You talking about me?
Yes, I'm talking about you.
Listen,
I've made no secret of my desire to destroy you.
that's true. And that's what I respect about you. It's your most admirable quality.
Hey, see? I mean, he's got some
Such a
good points.
bloodthirsty nature. How can I not admire that? After all, I am Kronos, master of all, leader of Valor's Ransom.
Someone please.
Jackass.
See, you had me up there,
Yeah.
and then you just...
I had to
let
bring
me
you down a peg or two.
Yeah.
You gotta know who's in charge. Who's the alpha? It's me. It's Kronos.
So I nod to one of my handmaidens. Please tie his mouth.
So, I'm just like, pass the pack over, not even willing to.
So you see, he's still in Nox's claws. So
Never mind. I don't want you to mess with that raptor.
so the handmaidens, they bring their spears back up to you.
It's okay. Don't worry. He can just talk. Just don't worry about him. But and so I looked at one of the handmaidens.
Did you know he can understand all of them? And I point to the rock and Nox
And Broomy,
and Broomy and the flying monkey.
which is now on your shoulder.
Is that thing, I point at the rock, is that it communicates?
Oh,
That's weird.
well, I mean, he is a golem.
No, he's not.
What is he then?
Well, I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Oh my god.
Well, he turned into a big stony thingy.
I know. It was pretty awesome.
Saved my life
Yeah,
twice.
So it,
I know.
it
He really likes you.
Oh,
Does it talk
and
to
I
you?
pet the rock.
Yeah. We talk all the time.
Do you talk shit all the time, or do you talk?
No, we talk. Talk.
That could be useful, actually.
Interesting.
I guess we got a
And
translator
slightly
now.
creepy. Yeah.
Yes, but also we're headed up to a place where we do not want to be giving our position away.
With a
and
talking head.
The
Yes.
talking head.
I agree.
Nox. Give.
Wait a minute. I have a feeling you guys are talking about me.
No,
Oh,
we're
we-
talking about the other shrunken head.
Well, I didn't want to mention you, Barag. And your shrunken head. However, leave me out of that conversation. I'm just a shrunken head trying to make his way in the world.
I mean,
I am Kronos.
that was kind of funny.
That was pretty great.
You know, I was a bard once.
Really?
Yeah?
Whatever you
How do you think I had so many great stories?
I bet you could entertain some of my more drunken patrons.
Absolutely.
The sober ones might be annoyed, but
We can split the tips.
Can get you more
I'll
blows.
get back to you on this.
No.
I'll get back to you on this. Yeah.
I like that. You know, if I had arms, I'd give you a thumbs up. Somebody give him a thumbs up.
So I give him a thumbs up.
Thank you, Tara.
Well,
My one true lady love.
well, I believe we're just waiting on the Order of the Silver Dragon at this point.
And they do. Most of them stay outside. There's like 20 of them. It's already pretty full of dwarves. But Belchris comes in with a couple of the Dragonborn knights from the Radiant Order of the Silver Dragon. So, now see y'all. Y'all made it for the party.
We greatly appreciate you being here. We don't know how this is going to go, but we know the enemies we face are tough. I've been told there's a contingent of Dragonborn with Rodtael, as well as Ava, who would be a challenge if she was all by herself.
Right. Well, we did a little bit of recon last night. I guess last night is all relative, right? But we did a little bit of recon. For the most part, the heaviest concentration of Dragonborn are outside the main compound. There is a wall and 3 towers. The way his compound is laid out, the courtyard is kind of catty corner on a cliff that just heads down to the bottom of the ocean. My guess is if he wants to make a exit lickety split, he can just fly right off that cliff, right over the ocean. However, the main crux of security is in the main tower. That's probably where he is. It's pretty huge. There doesn't seem to be many buildings. There's security towers, 3 to be exact. 1 main gate, and 1 smaller entrance. Probably for personnel, delivery, all sorts of stuff. We can neutralize the Dragonborns on the outside, but of course I'll tell you, once we do that, he's on to us. So we gotta make it fast, and we gotta make it count. Problem is, I don't know what the inside of that place looks like. No one does. No one living.
Of course not.
Well, you didn't think this was gonna be easy, did you, Tara?
It never is easy.
Might be better to try to sneak in. Then again, once we're in, if we get caught, we've got all those Dragonborn from out front on us.
What I'm more worried about is if he gets away. If he gets away, there's our only chance to close these portals, possibly.
Yeah, we need to get to him as quickly as possible.
We may need a distraction of some sorts once we figure out where the hell this son of a bitch is, and I'm willing to bet he's in one of those towers.
Well, like I said, I'll have 20 of my best men fighting the Dragonborn outside. Now, those Dragonborns are particularly vile. Black dragons.
Well, we gotta do what we gotta do. Fight from the outside, get to the inside, and kill the son of a bitch quick. What about you, Your Majesty? You got anybody coming to help?
Well, I'll have to talk to my Vizier to see who we can spare, but I still have to go over a little bit of everything and actually turn to one of the shield maidens. And I'm assuming Tessa's not with me at this point. No? Okay, so I have a runner at least with me, maybe? Or just
Yeah,
a
you
shield?
can easily enough. You can send one of the shield maidens.
Okay, it's not one of the shield maidens. Please summon Tessa for me. I need her here as soon as possible.
Yes, sire.
But I have to also think about the future of the kingdom as well. I know dividing forces a little bit is something I'm gonna have to look into.
I say we keep some of the bulk of the Dwarven forces here.
I don't disagree with you. I was about to say Baldur's Gate needs all the support it can get. I think this is a fight, but we don't know what tomorrow may bring.
And the people are what matter the most to me.
I agree, but I also have to think about the future of my people too now, and I know that the former king was on his way to, I think it was Waterdeep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Waterdeep, because there's a secret entrance there that leads to the kingdom of the dwarves. So I also have to think in that aspect as well, protecting my people, or I won't be much of a king, unfortunately, and I won't be here for very long.
Well, I would suggest then, in the interest of protecting your people, leave them here for now instead of marching them against the ancient black dragon. Could be bad.
I think the quieter the better, I would assume.
Small team.
Make
We
it
get
a
in, get
precision
out.
strike. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I think as much as dwarves would be good in this matter, I think they make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Which could be a good and a bad thing.
Wow.
It would serve
In
for a
this
great
case,
distraction.
if we want to make it a quick strike, that would be a bad thing.
Alright, very bad. You sure you'll be able to handle everybody up front?
We'll do our best.
Alright.
Night flies. That's their clan. Night flies. They're bad.
You know how many there are?
At least enough to match our numbers. Of course,
Okay.
we only have to provide enough time for you to get in. We'll handle them for as long as we can.
Okay.
try to keep losses to a minimum.
Well, your
Thanks.
people need you. Even
Aye.
if all of us don't make it in, your people are your best interests.
Of course.
Do what you need to do, we'll do what we need to do. We'll go in through the back entrance. If you guys can keep the distraction. Once we're in, you guys are gone.
Indeed. So that's the plan?
I say that's the plan.
Just in case, I'll send a few dwarves just in reserve to just hang back, just in case you guys need anything. I'll send at least a few.
I would
Well,
probably
it's
maybe
fair.
have some mounted dwarves.
Aye.
Nothing quicker than a hog from hell.
Okay.
We can get on the back of those and skedaddle. That'd be worth it.
Okay. I'll make sure I'll
Your,
tell my vizier.
Your Highness.
Aye.
He just smiles. You just see that gold canine.
Aye. Indeed, I will make sure my vizier will arrange that and have them ready for you. Just outside. You
Very
just
good.
let her know where you want them positioned and they'll be waiting for you.
Sounds good. So he points right at Daedalus without even looking at him. And I'm getting that back. And he just
Wow.
smiles.
That's going to be between you and Cole and Daedalus.
Oh, it's alright.
That's out of my hands.
No. You made this agreement. You gotta stick by it.
Well,
You're
let me-
I'll meet you outside.
okay.
Sorry, walks right outside before you can even say another word.
So I lean over to Cole. It's like, yeah, I think it's better if you're to do this by gambling. I think it'd be better for you to do that because you're good at that. I'm lousy. I got a horrible.
He's too squishy.
I got a horrible.
Look at
poker
him.
Face.
He's adorable. And I kind of like clap my hands around his cheeks. Look at that face.
So I just kind of look at. All right, if you insist, I will do it on your behalf.
Thank you, because I don't think I would be able to beat him. Because I think he's almost as good as you. Almost. He's not as good as you.
I appreciate that. I like that. He can hold his own.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. All right, so you guys make the preparations. You guys get a small company of mounted dwarves.
Booyah.
See those giant dire hogs with that armor on as they just... And you are now getting closer. His compound is relatively close to Baldur's Gate. It's about a mile away.
Okay.
It's strategic that it is a mile away. He wants to keep Baldur's Gate close. He wants to have an eye on it at all times. Plus, it's a good way for him to get goods and personnel to and fro as he needs. So the one thing that you guys do know about dragons is they're vain creatures. They like their sparkly things. So not a surprise that one of the biggest ports in the Sword Coast, he has easy access to it, so that he can get those things. But you guys, what is going to be the marching order here?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll take up last position.
Okay.
I'll take the rear.
I'll go.
Where do you want to go?
What does it say? I'll go second.
And I'll stand in front. I'll stand between Cole and Barag.
So you guys now can see torches around the outside of the compound off in the distance. You only see the illumination, still too far away to make out the personnel. So as you approach, how do you want to do that? Understand that you have heavily armored mounts, heavily armored dragonborn, heavily armored dwarves.
So really loud.
Well, we're
Okay.
probably not going to go unnoticed here.
Aye.
Well, I say we do what we were talking about. We split. Have a distraction. We take the rear.
Take the side entrance.
Take the side entrance while they do the distraction. Once we're in, they're out.
What sort of distraction?
Well,
Well, I believe we're going to be that distraction.
Aye.
We take down those forces in the front.
All right.
We go off to the side, and the four of us do what we do best.
Well, 4 plus probably 1 shield and handmaiden will probably be coming with us.
We are not taking more of your wives.
They're not. Oh, okay, just you argue with them then, because one's probably gonna argue to come with me because, well, duh, the king now.
Oh, look at you.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Look at you.
Fine, I'll tell them all to stay.
It probably wouldn't hurt to have an extra blade.
I mean,
Fine. Okay. We take one of your wives, okay?
Just stop with the whole wife thing, first of all.
Wife. And I get closer. Wife.
Okay. How about we stop arguing about this right outside an enemy encampment? It's not very smart. Belkis, if you'd like, and I, motion to the dwarves on their dire highs. Let them know whether you want them positioned so you can make a fast getaway.
We'll probably want them positioned just north of
Okay.
the compound.
So I just nod to them and the handmaidens, and all right, you heard the man. You know where to be.
Stay in the brush, stay low. You don't have to actively fight. You let us do that. And we'll give you a signal. You will know. That's when you go. Yeah?
All right,
You've got it.
they've
All
heard
right.
it. They'll know what to do when the time
It's going to
comes.
be a very small window.
Okay.
You need to run fast. We're going to have a lot of heat on us. We'll stay for as long as we can. But we will have to retreat. By then, I hope you are in.
Hopefully.
Sounds fair.
I motion to the handmaidens. One of you will accompany us. The rest of you will stay with the rest of the group.
So one of them kind of stands up straight and has her spear and her shield at the ready. Long red braid.
Perfect. All right. Well, I just look to the rest of the group, and I just draw a sword, and I'm like, good as time as any. Let's go do this.
All right. So the shield maidens and the mounts kind of head toward the northerly position.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually head towards that same direction because you're going to be going south from that position,
Okay.
right to the compound. So I need Valor's Ransom to make stealth checks once you take position. And Nox needs to make a stealth check.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
10 million.
29.
I know.
All right. I need to go over here for this sword.
You have disadvantage because you're in heavy armor.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Natural 19, of course, on the first one.
Halfling look.
Not in combat.
Dang it.
What was the second one?
It
One.
was a natural 1. Well, natural 1 plus my 4.
Sure.
3, so 4 total.
So you guys and Daedalus.
Oh,
what
I
do you
need
get?
to roll for
I
Nox.
got
5.
5. All right.
yay.
Natural 16.
And I'm assuming at this point I'm in, well, I don't know.
20.
I'm in armor. Clan
You're in
Drak,
heavy
yeah.
armor, yes. You are.
Of the Clan Drak variety.
Yes, you do have emblazoned Clan Drak, and you have plate,
Mm-hmm.
which gives you an armor class of 18.
18.
All right. So as you guys are going through the brush, Daedalus is second to last, and Barag is bringing up the rear. Barag doesn't notice that Daedalus has stopped as his feet get kind of tangled up in a root, and just kind of crashes on top of Daedalus as they both kind of fall very loudly, clanging, and everybody, including the shield maidens,
kind of turn back slowly to look at Barag and Daedalus.
I'm dealing with idiots.
I just pointed. I just be like, it was him.
Hey man, it's not my fault.
So I go, shh.
You're king.
It's not my fault. It was his fault. He did it.
Okay,
I tripped over him.
both of you.
Shall I slay him, sire?
No, don't slay Deadly.
So the rest of the shield maidens look very, very, for a very long time at an elf.
Hey, it's just friendly banter.
Relax.
We've been
everybody,
comrades
we're
for a very long time.
Our
Yeah.
king says you are at fault.
Oh, no, okay. Stand down.
So
Please stand down. I'm just messing with him.
we have our eyes on you, elf.
Oh my god.
We're just friends.
Yep, don't worry.
You see their
He's safe.
you see their knuckles get white on their spears.
Okay, alright. Well, hopefully. And do I notice if they've noticed us now? The Dragonborn?
You do see, you do see about 5 Dragonborn start to make their way towards the position.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the plan. The plan was for you guys to be secretive and quiet. They make a distraction on the opposite side,
Yeah.
draw attention, but now the attention is being drawn towards you. So
Great.
they are going to attack and make perception rolls for the Dragonborn. Okay. So you hear magic missiles start popping. You hear them. And you can see the illumination in the dark. Bright. Multiple colors of white and gold and copper magic missiles. And then you see a very, very big fireball just kind of explode. And you hear a horn. Woo! Attack! Full combat. You hear blade against shield. You hear flame breath being expelled. You hear screams. And what do you do?
Maybe this is our distraction.
As good as time as any. They
We
did
need
say
to
that
go
what they're gonna do.
now.
And we need to do this now.
Go.
Us 5. Let's move.
So I start like motioning to Nox to follow.
I would probably leave Nox here if we're gonna get in and
Shut
out.
up, Brog, and I just run.
So Nox runs.
Alright.
So I start going
Me
to where, to get inside while the distraction's going.
Okay.
as well. I'm following.
All
Same.
right.
I'm running fast as possible now.
Okay.
Yep. And
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So you get to the side entrance. Very large door. It's supposed to be the small door, but it's a large door. Thick, made of iron. So it is locked. How do you propose to get in?
Is there any way for me to pick a lock of some sort?
Absolutely.
I will do that. I've got so much pressure.
everybody
Go for it.
stares. Like
18?
Okay. So as soon as you put your dragon bone lock picks, you feel the tumbler. You're like, oh, that's weird. And then your next thought is, oh, that's trapped. And then big explosion. I need.
great.
As you see this arcane magic energy all of a sudden trip as this fireball explodes.
Is it a magical
I
trap?
rolled shitty. Yes, it was a magical trap.
Yes, I can finally use it.
So,
He did say arcane energy when.
I am just double checking because I gotta hear it.
So
I
everybody
need
takes.
to double
I rolled really shitty on the damage, guys. So you guys take 18 points of fire damage. You can roll. You can make a dex save to take half.
And tieflings have fire resistance, right?
I believe it's part
Amazing.
of
I know.
your background. But I believe you chose a different type
I
of
chose a
tiefling.
variant.
You chose the variant which does not have resistance, I don't think.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure because I remember the variant being different, but I wasn't sure if that was part of what was overridden by the variant. You know what I mean? Like if or if it was part of like
I know what you're saying. I think your hellish rebuke, you didn't have hellish rebuke
right,
because you took the variant.
right.
So I would probably say that the hellish rebuke was what was taken away from that variant.
That is
I just don't remember what the variant that you picked was. It was in the Sword Coast book.
right. Right. It was the thing that gave me the disguise self and the invisibility.
Right.
So I'm gonna use evasion. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make dexterity saving throws
Go
to
for it.
take only half damage, you instead take no
No
damage.
damage. So go ahead and use evasion.
And I still can't believe I didn't use this other.
And we can roll dexterity, you said, right?
Yes.
Half it. Okay. Oh, I
Yeah, it's hellish resistance.
Natural 18.
Okay.
I want to. I need.
So go ahead and make your dex save. If you make it, you take no damage because you have resistance to fire.
Okay.
Natural 19.
So you take half damage. So you take 9 points of damage.
I got let's see here. 15
It's cocked.
plus
That's shitty.
1, that's 16.
Okay. So you make it.
Take
12.
12. You don't make it. But
Ouch.
you only take 9 points of damage because of the hellish resistance. And you take no points of damage. As Tara kind of warns, like, it's trapped! And everybody kind of ducks out in time, except for
Cool.
Cole, who doesn't seem to be as singed as you would have thought. And Helga, the sword maiden, gets a full 18 points of fire damage.
Ouch. Okay. Let me keep track.
You see her fiery red hair is fiery. As she's kind of patting it out.
It's kind of funny, like the idea of like the extra character kind of just being blown off the cliff at the first step.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
there she goes. There's the
They're
point of
just
her.
like, they're kind of like the the red shirt.
Yeah.
Just like
Oh God, please no.
All right.
They're always the first one to get shot.
Am I
or
gonna
something
keep track
happens.
of her health or?
I'll do it.
Okay.
So you keep open the door. It has essentially blown apart
There's no door.
when the trap was triggered. So you are in the main courtyard. So there is a main building. You see towers are busy. You see activity, heavy activity, as bows and spears and javelins are chucked toward the opposite side of where you are. But now, since the door is blown apart, you hear yelling and screaming, "The other side! They're coming in through the other side!" What do you guys do?
Quick question. I have a feat. I mean, not a feat, but something with my character. Blind sense, where I can hear and know the location of anybody that's trying to be hidden or invisible
Mm-hmm.
within 10 feet.
Okay.
Do I hear anybody trying to come up?
Make a perception roll with advantage.
20.
20. You don't get the sense that anybody who's able to make themselves invisible or hard to detect is in your current location. These are Dragonborn with heavy armor. They do not want to be hidden. They're there to intimidate. And easily enough, there are some headed in your direction. They will be there within 3 rounds.
Okay. So I say, let's go now.
You got 18 seconds.
Is there
So-
anywhere that we like a structure of any kind that we might
The
be able-
main tower. is
That's
the
pretty
structure.
much it.
Yeah.
Okay. Nowhere we could like potentially conceal ourselves.
I mean, you can try to look for a place to conceal yourself. Absolutely. However, they are aware now of the second breach, so there will be more activity very quickly.
Okay.
I
Let's see.
start
The tower.
ducking it
Okay.
towards the tower.
I'm gonna move for that first tower as well.
So you guys double dash.
Yep.
You guys dash.
Yeah.
All right. So you dash. Helga.
Let's go.
Hurry up, Helga.
Dwarves don't run fast.
Yeah. As fast as you can. Let's go.
Yeah. So, oh man. So as you guys are running, you hear arrows start shattering against her armor as she's kind of behind the rest of you guys. You see her get hit with an arrow and turn around with her spear and her shield, and she kind of looks back at you. Go. Go. I'll hold for as long as I can.
Yeah. Hopefully your sacrifice won't be in vain. We're gonna do our best to take him out.
So she plants her shield right in the ground, and she puts her spear on top of it, and their shields are kind of have a knock in the corner of the shield for the spear to rest, essentially to use it as a pivot point to jab. So she has her shield as kind of like a
barrier.
Yeah, like a wall, a small wall. And she plants her feet. And she's buying you guys maybe one additional round before she's completely overtaken. So, you are at the next door.
I'm also locked.
Also locked.
So, I'm going to also unlock it. Is there 2 locks or just one?
One lock.
Just one?
Mm-hmm.
And Starboard's like, can you inspect it first? You saw what
We
happened in the
don't-
last one.
We don't want to get blown up again.
We don't have time, guys. I can't do everything at once.
So I just kind of back away just a tiny
Alright,
bit, but off
well-
to the side, not like straight backwards, kind of
Can
off.
you inspect it? It was of an arcane nature.
Aye.
This
So-
is one round, this conversation.
And
It's 6 seconds, remember.
I also am backing up in
Sure.
concurrence with him, speaking to him.
so I turn around and prep my shield and sword just in case.
27.
Alright. So you put your lockpicks in, and then you get dosed with a green mist, and you can't see anything. I need you to make a con check, please.
$15.
You are. I've been waiting to use this. Poisoned.
Oh yeah, those things.
Okay. For 1 round.
Oh, no, that's
No,
that's
you,
necrotic.
you failed your con check, so every round you'll get to make another save.
No, I was just checking out my armor for poison resistance, but
no,
I
it's
forgot. It's just necrotic.
damage. Yeah,
it's
it's
just
necrotic
necrotic.
damage. All right, so you see Tara now as she's kind of holding her hands out. She just can't. You just see tears coming down her face, snot. She's been gassed. And you take 2 points of poison damage. And you just hear her coughing.
Hey.
Let's go.
Push through.
So I again start dashing.
Where direction?
I kind of like take hold of Nox and just keep going straight towards where I remember the tower was.
Oh.
Well, this
we're just
is the
entering
door
Oh,
to
to
the
the
tower.
tower.
Yeah,
You're going in.
Yeah, I'm going into the tower.
So, up.
Yeah.
Instead
Okay.
of the top.
All right. So Let me get the board.
Oh, okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna set up, and yeah, we'll see what happens.